Grand Rising. How's everybody today? I apologize for not getting back to a lot of my soul family with questions and answers. Been a little bit busy. It's been hot here, so I'm kind of moving things around. I like to organize things. I don't like to leave things kind of disorganized. And my very good friend, and I love him like a brother, he's totally the opposite. So yeah, and then he's basically running the shop. So I have to go in there and kind of keep things organized for him. Otherwise, he's walking around and, knee deep of garbage. Yes, all the Patriots are moving into their digital, putting their digital war face on. What's happening, and why didn't Trump announce Nesara? Because it's a covert operation. This is a military operation. And the full exposure is coming from July the 4th. He's declared a war, full war, and elimination, termination, however you want to put it, on the CCP, if you want. Things that are being exposed are things that are being, not just exposed, but, coming to the light. All the hidden secrets that they had hid away from us, the technologies, everything has all come to the surface. Yeah. A lot of people think it's taken too long, but we have to understand they had total control over us for thousands of years, including the time through the times of Jesus Christ, as I had mentioned yesterday. This is how far. They crucified him, and many other messiahs and his disciples throughout the years to try to destroy and keep us all suppressed. How are these politicians still preparing around, knowing their days are numbered? Because they've been told to play out their part. It's all military controlled. Our commander he's an actor. Everybody out there is an actor. Anybody that's in high visibility or of any level of influence is an actor. And I'm not. I'm the real deal. I never had a face or a body for acting, and that's just the way it is. And I do not have an NDA. Not yet. You'll know when I am. What will happen. Because if I got an NDA, I'll go MIA here, and you'll know. You'll know that Tier 4B has been ramped up and it's been activated. Where do I get my intel from? I work hard at it, and I've been at this game for 25 years. So, yeah. So I built a network of intel that I go to and, tabulate it all together. And, it's just hard work. That's all it is. And, of course, having an open mind. Ready for the movie to be over, I know. The movie's going to be more, right now it's a movie, and it's going to be more and more laid out for everybody as far as exposure goes. It's all kind of coming together. They got a lot of things going on right now to get you looking over here. They're making you look over here while there's a lot of covert operation through the financial system. They're clearing out dumps. I hear that some of these explosions that are going on, they're seeing other pockets or whatever, and they're going in there and they're just nuking them, and that's activating some earthquakes around the world. Yes, that's what's happening there. The newbies are starting to see, things aren't right. Things are not normal. And, why are all these attacks on whatever? But, for all the ones that want to attack Trump, you're basically attacking the wrong thing. So, this is a military operation. And I'm going to tell you right now, and I got really good intel on this. the military capability, the American military capability. Now, whoever else is in tied or in line with this American military operation, we have super soldiers out there that are bulletproof. We have all kinds of things. We have other super soldiers out there that are levitate. They have their own anti-gravity suits or whatever that can fly from wherever to ever. I mean, it's absolutely Star Trek level. How you doing, Belgium? New Zealand? How's my Kiwi brothers and sisters doing? Yep. And don't worry about your appointed Prime Minister Luxon. Don't worry about Albanese. All those clowns are just there for and they're there for the acting their acting career. Things are right now they're breaking the back of the deep state. They're going into and collecting servers off the servers and all kinds of stuff. It's actually just a massive amount of evidence. Yeah. Can you talk about the flash? Well, yes, we can. It's going to happen. I mean, you're seeing the different frequency coming off of that. The sun is getting to be very, very intense, which it will be this summer. It's going to be probably one of the hottest summers on record. Yeah. What we need in Canada is the removal of the migrants. Well, they're going to be self-deporting themselves because they're going to have a paycheck waiting in their home country, waiting for them. What these unelected globalists tried to do that are running each country out there, and you know who they are. They tried to use the taxpayer money, okay, people that were paying their taxes to give to the migrants and serve them up hot meals, bed and breakfast stuff, cell phones, new Nike shoes, and clothes wear and everything else. And that's what attracted them over here. So, if you want to blame anybody, you have to blame the leadership, which is extremely weak. And they had an agenda, which is all being brought down and dismantled. Yeah. Yeah, they've always, the criminal actor leadership has always used the taxpayers' monies. And the higher the taxes in whatever particular country, the more corrupt it is. Right? There is no, and this is why I have because I've traveled in 50 different countries, but I've lived in at least 14 doing my structural engineering, and I had to stay there. And so you see the way their system works and stuff like this. And I'll tell you right now, North America, South America are heavily corrupt based on their, the tax. And of course, Europe is too. Look at the taxes you pay. So if you're paying anything, up to 50% or 60, 70%, that tells you how much of your money is going to the criminal organizations they call politicians. Are the doctors being taken out? No, they're not. They're being retrained. And some that it's all to do with evidence and because everything's on record, right? If they were receiving money for the things that they were doing by the cabal, yes, they're gone. But there's a lot of doctors out there that really didn't know, and they didn't receive any money. But that's all being organized right now. Grand Rising from Crowley, I guess it would be, Texas. We have a Crowley in Alberta. Yep. Love from Boston, Massachusetts. Yes, we love the band Boston too. How you doing, Patrick? And Tammy? How things going? How you doing? Yep. Welcome. How you doing, Sagittarius? You changed your picture, so now I have to reprogram myself. I love you, doggy. Yeah. How you doing, Patrick? Welcome, S. Janie from Holland. Yeah, I try to get on and do my homework as far as trying to answer questions, but I like to do as much as we can doing the live, so it frees me up for the rest of my day. I come on early because I get up early, and I like to get a couple of hours in there to keep everybody up to speed as far as all the intel goes. Right? Yeah, it's extremely important right now. We stay ahead of this because there's a lot of misconception, disinformation, lies. You know, they're going to lie to you. They're going to scare you. They're going to try to fool you. You know, we never send money. Do we, gang? Just make sure this site here, and I've got you. If you want to know my only 3 sites, you can go onto my page, or you can ask. Go to Alex West on Facebook, friend me. I'll message you back, and I'll give you all 3 of my only 3 sites. That and anything else, above and beyond that, or whatever you want to call it, is are scammers. Yeah. Yes. Well, the accountability right now is on them, and they're going to be all these players right now that are doing the things that they're doing to wake up the sleepers on this, and whatever country you're in right now, that's what they're doing, and they're doing a good job. Okay, but they have already been read their riot act. And, and they will be charged with whatever, they've done. I have been maintaining this and saying this since 2019. I've seen the pictures. I've seen the writing on the wall since 2019, explaining to everybody that, of any, abusing their powers, abusing their authority, abusing their profession, because people would rely on them. The doctor knows, the nurse knows, because they're well educated. No, there is just as much corruption in the doctor, nurse, scientists out there. And the more educated, I've found out, the more educated these children are, and the kids out there doing their high school, the worse, more brainwashed they are. And all of it, elementary, secondary, high school, college, university, it's all absolutely worthless. You're going to have to retrain your brain based on what they were trying to sell you. I mean, that's why I said, you go to school, they have all little epidemics or whatever, and then, of course, in grade 2 or grade 1, whatever, they come in there. Everybody gets a vaccine, right? You remember those days? Yeah, you don't even know what you were getting. And that's why the Gators tried to do everything they can to keep our frequency down and separate us from our self-healing bodies and our self-healing souls. They tried to separate that because they have no souls. I was a senior nurse before I got ill. I couldn't do that job with a clear conscience now. Yeah. Because you have a soul, my dear. You have a soul. You have a conscience. Thank you, Fiona. And I want to thank all the patriots out there for just being you, for bringing light, for bringing clarity, and for bringing high energy and positive, frequency to our planet, which is really very, very dearly needed. Yeah. What about Nesara? It's already in play. It's been in play for since Trump got in. It's been activated. The minute he stepped into it, started writing hundreds and hundreds of executive orders, right? Yeah. Speaking of military, Canada has immigrants now being recruited. Yeah, well, that's the Carney broke down Carney busted up programs. And I can tell you one thing, I feel very, very safe knowing how many Canadians out there have, not listened to their illegal gun grabs, because they are totally illegal. Any government or authority of any type that try to go onto a program, they are committing acts of treason and acts of crimes against humanity. And they are considered running a communist muck. They are acting under communist orders. Because if you go back and you see everything that is out there, everything in history, and how many millions upon millions of people that had died at the hands of communism, it's a failing operation. And it's only run by losing idiots. They want to unalive everybody so they can control what they have left. They do not like they absolutely fear a knowledgeable population. Right? When is silver going up? It will go up when the EBS and the system crashes. The dollar, or the petrodollar, all the dollars, as I maintain, I have been maintaining this for 7 years now, the dollar will crash. So if you got lots of dollars, get rid of it. Start selling it off. 4th of July passed, and I still have what? Have credit card payments. Well, stop paying them. Stop paying them. I still have a mortgage. What's going on? The EBS. The minute that the EBS is activated and everything shuts down is the day that you have no more debt. You have no debt now. You just haven't got the formal memo. But you have no debt now. I don't know why people, have a hard time. I know it's difficult to get your head around that. But once you see the big picture, right? About the court, the corruption in the courts, and how they're, trying to keep you in as a dead entity. They have no power because it's all lies. That's what I'm saying. Call them out for what they are, and they'll disappear. They'll be running for the hills as fast as they can because they know that they're consumed in lies. I don't keep quiet, and I get myself into trouble. Well, yeah, in trouble with what? I mean, you're telling the truth, okay? So how can it be trouble when you're telling the truth? You have God and the truth on your side. And what you are is you're a warrior. You're a patriot warrior out there, changing the whole demonic matrix that we've been living under. It's been an open air prison. Yes, Spain is very much. Every person or every country on the planet will be included in Nesara, or if it's Nesara is American. Okay, that's a national. So the America, which includes 36 countries, okay? They're in the Americas, there's 36 countries. I just want to get that clarified out there. It says South America. It's not going to say, Africa or anything else. It's South America. And it goes right up to Greenland. It covers our Northwest Passage up into the Mackenzie Delta, which I worked there for, 4 or 5 years up there. And I seen it right at the top of the world. And, right from there, right down to the tip of Argentina, right, of South America, is all the Americas. There's 36 countries in there, okay? That's all included, and that's going to be Nesara. And the rest of the world will have Gesara, which is global. So the Nesara is the national, and the Gesara is the global. Okay? Everybody's included. And we're all going to have a happy time and sing Kumbaya. And that's all coming. So don't worry about it. I am preparing everybody out there for your jubilee, your repatriation of money that was stolen from you, from your, going back, and the older you are, based on your birth certificate, the more money you'll get, and the less rules there will be. You will start receiving money at the age of 24. Everybody that is up from 1 year old up to 24 are basically going to be well trained through quantum education, and you're going to be the worker bees of the. That's the time that you have to put in on our beautiful planet. You're going to have to put in your dues and your time. And I would love to take that place to be able to do it all over again. And maybe that might happen with all the technology, right? Because it's going to be such a wonderful world when we get through all this, these dark alligators. Med beds are activated. They're going to be all kinds of. As soon as we get into one med bed, it's going to be like what do you call them? Like the cell phones. You know how we started with the low-end cell phones and the old boxes and stuff like this. Then we went to the flip-ups, and it's just going to be one new program after another. It's going to be another advanced med bed that comes out. As soon as that one comes out, another one's going to replace that because it's going to be higher technology. So we are going to be flooded with galactic-level technologies that are coming. And you know what? The smart people out there are going to run with it. If you give humanity a chance, we will advance. And from what I'm understanding through Josh Reed, he's very, very animated about this. He says within the next 10 years, okay, that's starting from now, July the 4th, for the next 10 years, if we're all here doing the things that we're doing and helping ourselves, there will be the technology will be what we're going to see in the next 10 years. Let me just put it this way. What we're going to see in the next 10 years is going to be 1,000 years of technology advancement. We're going to be able to get it done in the next 10 years. That's how advanced and how the power of our mind is, and how we're going to be able to, do these incredible advancements, because we are starving for this. We're starving for the truth. We're starving for longevity. We're starving for the end of all wars. We're starving for the beginning of all good foods. We're and our arts and our creativities and our music is something that is going to be so fascinating. So yeah, I'm very, very stoked on it. I know I catch the flack. Yeah. It's not as bad as it used to be. But I do appreciate you knowing and realizing, what the truthers out there that have to go through. I mean, they're being constantly attacked. We're, in Canada, we're still not up to speed of what's happening. They're cleaning out the United States. And I know that, the United States will be free and clear of all contaminants, first, because these other countries, they will be dealt with, once they get the United States or the Republic organized and to where they want. They're going to start, moving the global alliance into other countries. And it'll probably be Canada, Mexico, and obviously Venezuela and Colombia, which is happening now, right? They don't care. I mean, they're going to keep the Strait of Hormuz open, and anybody that goes against that is going to be terminated. And that's exactly what's happening right now. They are basically denazifying Iran.